Hey Avi, hope all is well. Decided a different style of editing after I saw one of Jamie Hamilton's videos, so I break this down onto squat, bench, deadlift, so you can see the contrast throughout the week. So start off with squats right now. I had a little bit of problems with my elbow flaring up before I left for vacation, and then even during the vacation. And I watched a really good video where someone said that when you set up, try to drive the bar as far down his back as possible, and then slide it up into your position. And I find that works a lot better. So if you look at the last squats, which would be the box squats for the week, I think my elbow flare is a lot better. So I'm definitely feeling excited to go on to week 2. So wasn't too happy the first little bit of squats, but they moved. So that's the bottom line. Um, Other than that, that's pretty much it for the squats for the week. Actually, one more thing in terms of the squats was I brought the positioning of my hands inwards as opposed to outwards. So over the past month, I had been putting them farther and farther outwards because I thought that would maybe help with reducing the elbow flare. In my mind, I thought having everything looser would have the elbows move a lot more fluid. When I see all these really good squatters, I look at their elbows and it seems to move forward at the bottom of the squat, and it's a very nice, easy movement. So that's kind of what my intuition was. But it didn't really work for me, and I soon realized that you want everything a lot tighter back there, or else it starts falling off your back. Then your elbows flare up to help prevent it from falling. So the first lift, when I did the 3x3 80%, is when I brought my hands as close as I could get them, and definitely felt really awkward at first. But I think it made a bit of an improvement. And then finally, once I had changed my setup, I think I had pretty much ultimately to remove the elbow flare. Fingers crossed, we'll see what happens when I get into some heavier weights, but I'm excited. So I thought I'd mention that. In terms of the bench, everything was moving along just smoothly there. Two things I was working on was trying to see how far I get my feet back, but I think after a certain point it doesn't really help me. It kind of hurts me. So I found, I think, a sweet spot by the middle of the week where I think I'm going to keep my feet from now on. Nice to be on a normal bench again and find my normal bench grip width. The only thing I was having issues with was keeping the bar steady and paused properly. So if you look at the 3x3 at 80%, so 165 pounds, it's kind of bouncing a little. I tried my best to pause it, so I think it was just getting used to the bar, because the bar I was using weight vacation was only 10 kilos. So I don't know, probably a bunch of things. Maybe my belly's too fat, so it's bouncing around. But that's pretty much it for bench. Feeling good about it. Let's see. Here, finally, deadlifts. Deadlifts were feeling great. I think because I've been naturally training on a deficit for the past month, that definitely has had some carryover. So the 12 by 1 was a little bit rough because I was pretty sore from those squats, but I helped my dad work up to a 365-pound PR, which I included in the footage. I'm pretty happy with that. And then I made my way over to the McMaster gym, where I tried out their new equipment, things like that, because they just redid their gym. So I used bumper plates, and I used an Alico bar by mistake, which I think is a really whippy bar, and definitely felt like it. So my deadlifts that day moved like butter. 41 pounds for a bunch of doubles were very, very easy. I even went beltless for the 3x5 after at 70%, so happy about that. The pause were pretty good. I was happy with the pauses there. A thing I'm going to work on next week with the deadlifts is watching a Pete Rubish, Nick Wright video. I know I've had a lot of bad what's the word, bad advice from Pete Rubish in the past, but I found that the one video that they made together actually has helped me. I tried it a little bit during the week without any filming of it, and what I did was I set up everything, and then I looked forward, and then I deadlifted, and I think that has my spine a lot in a better positioning. So I'll try that this week and see what happens, but I'm excited. I think it's going to help me a bunch. Other than that, I included some footage of some of the Penlay rows, or the explosive bent over rows, or I forget what you call them in this block. Let me know how they look, because they kind of feel a little bit weird. I want to make sure I'm doing them right. And then I took a little video of the board that I got going there, so I'm definitely all over it. I want to make sure I secure the under 220 pound class, so I have one in everything. So that means I need to get at least a 100 kilo bench to get the third spot for bench there, which I definitely think I could do. Ended off with some bicep curls. Other than that, I've been waking up at about 100 kilos, so a little bit worried, but just contacted Maggie, sent her a nice email, so she'll get back to me tomorrow, the Sunday, with what my macros should be, and then I'll be hitting the gym early in the morning, doing some cardio. So I've realized that I'm definitely going to lose some strength going into provincials, but I'll try my best to maintain it. So whatever happens, happens. My main focus is regionals and nationals. So if I can just get to 93 kilos for provincials, which I have no choice because I can't compete in another class, I don't have a high enough total. Compete, whatever happens, happens. Then I can have 4 or 5 months to maintain that weight, rebuild strength, and then go into nationals and kill it. So that's pretty much the game plan. You know, you gotta live life sometimes, so we'll see what happens with Maggie. So I'm excited. Anyways, have a good week. Look forward to your feedback. Bye for now, Avi.
Think about the days when making shit, spending everything just to make it back, saying everything, never take it back. So if you don't fuck with me, I'm over.